Matt Judon showed up to Patriots training camp. Practice number 7 for the Pats, day 8. This is after they had the day off. Judon tweeted out, basically the Patriots are lying.
Yeah.
Still claims he doesn't run his own Twitter. I'm like, I didn't believe it from the jump.
BS.
Because whoever writes his Twitter or runs his Twitter, allegedly, they tweet so perfectly in his voice. Like, you know how I talk in person.
Yes.
Then how I tweet, I'm like a robot. Like, beep, beep, boop, bop. I just can't do it. How he speaks, how he carries himself, that's exactly him on Twitter. So I don't believe for a damn second that he's not running his Twitter.
Wait, can you speak robot again?
1 2 1 2 5 6 7. Beep beep boop bop.
Thank you. Go on. I just needed that.
I love the robots, by the way. When you guys take over the world, I will
ain't
be your
scared
ally.
of y'all. Go on.
I don't know this man. I've never met him before. He always says, like, I don't run my Twitter. I don't run my Twitter. All right, then who's tweeting this is all lies? Like, it's you. He deleted that tweet, showed up to practice today. More importantly, Jerod Mayo spoke with the media.
Yeah.
He said, we're pushing forward, fully expect Matthew to be out here today and participate in practice. We had a conversation. I have a great relationship with Matthew, but we're moving forward and we're trying to work through it. So that says to me, no contract resolved. And as of the timing of the recording of this podcast, no contract has been resolved either.
Don't worry.
But between Matt Judon pouting about and sulking and really bad body language and just being a distraction on Tuesday to the recording of this podcast today, Devon Godshaw got 2 years, $16.5 million.
Right.
Between Matt Judon talking to the media, holding court for 15 minutes, saying that he's jealous of other people getting paid and he wants to get paid and he's good. Jabril Peppers got some guaranteed money.
Facts.
He sees it in the locker room. He went about it the wrong way, and no one's perfect. I'm not perfect in my day-to-day of like how I carry myself here at Nesson, and I know that. The things he did on Tuesday, their second practice, showing up without his pads on, sulking about bad body language, getting animated with Jerod Mayo in front of the media and his teammates. Same thing with Elliot Wolf and Matt Groh. I mean, there's like day one, high school football. If you're at practice and you're injured, at least stand up and carry yourself with some respect and respect the head coach. And he did none of that.
Yeah.
He messed up. It looks like Jerod and him had a convo. It's like, show up in practice. Let's get something resolved, but I need to practice in the meantime. And for Jerod Mayo, this is a foundation year for him.
Yep.
So he knows it's important to have the culture established for things like that. If you want to hold in, do it. You're going to practice, but we'll treat you right. It looks like that's what he's trying to establish. Matt Judon went a little AWOL, but he got back in track. I was surprised that Judon did show up to practice, though.
I was not surprised. And in fact, let's get down to the brass tacks and just have this conversation, you and I now, because there's only two sides to the coin. I'll tell you the side I'm on. I believe this is posturing by the Patriots. I think they made up with Matthew Judon in whatever way they did. I don't know if promises were made. I don't know if they sang Kumbaya and hugged it out. I have no idea. But clearly there was communication there. Clearly both sides came to some sort of civility. Hey, man, you want to hold out or are you going to show up and work? Here's where we are with your contract. And Judon decided, I'll show up and work while we get this done, right? I believe, while I call it posturing, is because I believe the Patriots are now going to pick up the phone and say, we have this under control. What can you offer us for Matthew Judon? I personally believe Matthew Judon will be traded in the coming days. I do not think this bleeds into the regular season. I do not believe he is going to get a new deal. I do not believe they'll agree to some one-term or one-year deal for however much he wants. They should have franchise tagged him if they were going to play those games. I believe the damage has already been done, and I believe the Patriots tried to just smooth this over so teams cannot fleece them because they know they have a malcontent. And so instead of giving a second, a third, which kind of makes sense for a player of his magnitude, to me anyway, I think that's a fair trade. That wasn't going to happen with the way things were going. With the way things were going and the way Matthew Judon was acting and the way he was undermining the new head coach and Elliot Wolf and all the new people. Now you pick up the phone. You don't have a leg to stand on. We're not giving you a second or a third. Kiss my bumper. We'll give you a sixth. The Patriots knew that was a lose-lose because now we lose this, quote, leader in our locker room, certainly a stud on the field, and we only got a 6th-round pick for him. Now he's calm. He's cool. He's collected for now. So they can call and say, no, we're good. Listen, he is seeking a deal, though. So, it's something for you to think about. What would you want to give up for him? And if you're another team out there, I think it's a great trade. I would make it in a second. I don't know if I give up a second. I'll be honest with you. But third, fourth, I'd be willing to talk to the Patriots. And I'd be willing to talk to Matthew Judon about an extension. Wouldn't be long, but I'd give him a couple years and what he's looking for, especially if I can. I've always said I think Chicago's the best fit. You get him and Montez Sweat together, my goodness gracious. And so you still have a rookie on a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal. That's just one place, though. There's tons of others. I know George just talked about Detroit. There's a ton of places that would love to have Matthew Judon. But if I believe all of this is pot, I'm on the side of the coin. I believe the Patriots have put themselves in position to now talk to other teams about getting this guy up out of here. What side are you on? Do you believe a deal will get done, or do you agree with me?
I think he's playing for the Patriots week 1.
Okay.
I don't know if he'll be playing for the Patriots week 17.
Okay.
Someone could get injured. They can see the forecast. And I think Jerod Mayo, why I said he spoke with him, how he helped the Patriots. He goes, show up to practice.
Right.
We'll get a contract done. We'll try to get something done. And even if they do, and say it becomes, instead of him being a free agent at the end of this season, it's after next.
Yep.
His trade value is still there. Someone goes down to Chicago. Someone goes down to Detroit, Kansas City, San Francisco, Houston. These are teams that are in win now mode. Some of those have cap space and they can afford them. If he's more than an undrafted free agent, a unrestricted free agent at the end of the season, his price is higher. They couldn't let this keep going because their hand would be forced to trade him. But Jerod goes to Matt, look, you keep acting like this, you have no value.
Right.
At least help us. And you know what? If you help us, Detroit, Chicago, San Fran,
We'll do right by you.
you could go to a contender. You don't want to do right by us? You want to go play in Arizona? They're even a worse spot than us. Unless you have some culture and structure and a base here and a quarterback for the future. So I think there's that meeting in between where they have an adult conversation. Jerod, who was Matt Judon's coach as his DC last season, now in a different role. And I think overall it's Jerod Mayo learning on the fly. Yeah, I want the guys to be the guys. And he kept making comments of all these conversations should happen inside those walls, happen inside. Matt Judon, Devon Godshaw, they took it public. Matt Judon tweeting out, that stuff doesn't fly.
Yeah.
That's what you see from the Jets. That's what you see from Jacksonville. That's what you used to see from in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like the joke franchises. He's trying to rein it back in and be like, dude, I'm a first-year head coach. Work with me here. We either get you on an extension or we'll trade you to a good landing spot. But if you don't show up in practice, your value is crap. We're just going to trade you to whoever throws a sixth at us. And you know what? That can end up being a bottom of the barrel team.
But your mentality of him being traded, you're almost thinking like trade deadline style, yes?
Someone goes down. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Or someone just wants to add.
I don't want to disagree with you. Here's where I would caution you of that. And why I don't think Matthew Judon's going to be with that. And why I believe there needs to be an urgency in moving him now. If you're Matthew Judon, you're already coming off an injury. Now, thank God, thank the football gods, it's not an Achilles, it's not an ACL. It was a bicep, right? But you're coming off an injury. So, if you're Matthew Judon and the Patriots are telling you, hey, just play, sit tight, hold tight. In your scenario, sit tight, hold tight. We're going to get you somewhere. We'll do right by you. We'll get you to a team that's a contender and that is open to paying you. You can't play that game if you're Matthew Judon, because if you go out there, George, and you get hurt, everything's over. This is why I believe both sides need to have a sense of urgency in this regard. The Patriots can't have a malcontent. You cannot allow what just happened earlier this week with him to happen again. That could flare up at any time.
Yeah.
Okay? And then from a Judon standpoint, hey, man, play on good faith and we'll take care of you on the back end. That's not going to work, because if you go out week 3 and get hurt and blow something, it's over. And then you're here until the end of your contract, and then you're just out in the ether, and no team's going to take I shouldn't say no team's going to take a chance on you, but you're certainly not going to get what you want.
Yeah.
And now you're coming off back-to-back, 2 injuries. Your money goes way down. Now is the time. I'm telling you, even though now I'm on the Patriots side, they dropped the ball on this. I don't care what anyone says. You should have made a decision on this guy one way or the other. You didn't want to sign him long-term? Fine. Franchise his arse. What you can't do is what they've done. Now you're in this mess. So I'm telling you, I think they're going to trade him shortly. I just don't think there's no runway anymore for games to be played on either side. You can't make any kind of deals with him in good faith unless you're literally paying him, which is still a possibility. I hear you. But then also, if you're him, you can't really roll the dice either. Because if you do something in good faith and you get hurt, it's all over, man. It's all over.
Him showing up and practicing, they were just in shells. The practice he showed up weren't even full pads.
Yeah.
He was lining up first in defensive conditioning drills. Sean McGuire was with us on Foxborough Rush. He mentioned how he was mimicking a pass rush in 7-on-7, so he was showing up.
Yep.
That to me tells him that they spoke with Elliot Wolf. Elliot Wolf spoke with his agent, whoever.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to get you to it, but we need you to show up in the meantime. And that's his
right.
agent calling him like, Matt, show up, be an adult. You're
We're
32, be a
on it.
leader, be a
Right.
professional, we'll get it done.
Right.
But no matter what, if that guaranteed money comes Matthew Judon's way for not just this year, but next year, I think he's still trade eligible for this team.